Elvis, dude, he was one of the first original people to join our free group that we're in right now. I think you might have been like one of the first, no shit, like the first 10. Anyway, I'm going to let you tell a little bit of your story here in a second, but just to kind of brief, he has been in the lead generation space like just about 4 years now. He closed a $5,400 per month flat fee deal. This is actually a website that he's had sitting there unrented, like many of you guys have these properties that have been unrented for months and months, if not years. He just turned into between $16,200 and $69,000 in one day. That's how much stuff can change in one single day. So 2018, you joined and got a program, learned how to generate a lead. From 2018 till today, give us the brief story of what the hell you've been doing for 4 years.
At the time, I was working a sales job on the phones, setting appointments for car dealerships. Left that job, went and worked for an insurance agency doing sales. Thought I was going to do great there. Freaking hated my life for like 4 months. And then I left that job and went into a pest control sales job. I felt like I was stuck in the sales world. You know, I was planning on joining the Marine Corps, but that didn't end up working out. I quit my job in July of last year to pursue this full time. And pretty much from then until now, I've had to, I sold a few websites. I made like $4,000 on websites. I sold a bunch of crap, donated plasma. I freaking delivered groceries, like everything that everybody does when you don't want to work for somebody else, but yet don't have the balls to go out and actually take the action that needs to be taken to get where you want to be. Until recently, in the last couple months, last month really, where my mindset changed and everything kind of turned around. So
here's my question, and probably what everyone else is thinking is like, you're a little bit unique because you have had sales experience.
Yeah.
So what do you think was holding you back from like getting deals? Because everyone typically thinks,
well, I don't have sales experience, so I can't get deals.
You had sales experience, but you weren't getting them. Where do you think was happening? Like, was it self-doubt? Were you not sold on lead gen? What do you think it was?
No, I mean, honestly, I think having sales experience hinders you more personally because of the fact that, especially the sales that I was in, because I was in like B2C sales, so I was selling to consumers. And so I had to shift that entire mindset, everything that I knew before. Like there was a couple of things, like your tone and stuff like that when it comes to sales. But I felt like I had to just retrain my brain in order to think the way it does now and, look at it in a different way. I also think that being on the phones for almost 5 years gave me a lot of call reluctancy. So like I could talk on the phone all day. I could be an all-star on the phone, but like I've trained my mind to think, I hate being on the phone. I hate talking to people. I hate being yelled at. I hate being cussed at because it's happened so much. So yeah, I think it was really just proving to myself that I was able to do it and, having a plan and having a definite goal and having, a purpose for that goal.
How long ago would you say that you put together your definite plan? And now it doesn't seem that crazy. If you would have said this in the group, you probably would have felt, people are going to say whatever because I'm at nothing. But your goal is to do 50K a month by the end of the year, which right now we're like, okay, that doesn't sound that crazy because you just knocked down $5,400. But was that like right before the year started that you set your definite goal of 50K?
Yeah, I would say like December 30th, December 29th.
Pretty wild, dude. Like, you know how in that book it talks about like as soon as you set your definite goal and you have that desire, then the whole freaking universe opens up. Like, dude, now granted, you didn't just wake your ass up, lay in bed and it just dropped in your lap. You put in work. In that amount of time, you have this specific target, a specific definite purpose. And in 2 weeks, you're over 1/10 of the way to a goal that, well, let's say 1% of the 1% in this industry achieve. Like that's fat, dude. 50K a month is no small feat.
It's insane just to even think about it. I'm sure there's there's doctors that don't even make that amount, or like people that are very, very much more skilled than I am and knowledgeable than I am.
That's crazy, guys. So if you guys have not read Think and Grow Rich, I do not make money from saying this, but that is literally the Bible of money. And I know that Elvis, the one thing I feel like you do really good at is like you've just been following stuff to a T. And if you see something like, okay, that right there, I'm just gonna follow it to a T and I'm gonna do it. So how do you walk into a deal that you desperately need? Like you needed that deal and still act like you don't need the deal? Like what was that like? Because I guarantee in every part part of your freaking body, you're like, dude, I want this deal. I want this deal. Cause like, there's so many reasons. I got to prove to myself. I want to prove to Nick. I want to like do all these things, and you still can't act like you're desperate. Like, what was that like?
I knew that the way that I set my day up today was going to be extremely important. So I made sure that I got up right on time. I made sure that I got into the gym. I prepped. I went back and watched the bro close with the handyman dude. I wrote up my own script, my own words. I knew exactly the amount I was going to pitch at. I knew all of the numbers, how much I was going to increase their profit and their revenue by. So it was like all in the preparation, all in me getting myself in the right headspace. And like I went on like an hour walk beforehand just so I could like spend some time and kind of meditate a little bit. And so it's just kind of recognizing, because that was on my mind all day. I was like, all right, I can't come off desperate. Like I'm not going to tell them that I'm going to drop price. If they say no, they don't want to do it, I'm not going to tell them, I'll lower my price for you. Like I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to follow exactly what I've got on my script. And then I was like, whatever happens. Like I was willing to not take the deal, but at the same time, that kind of gave me that kind of calmness to portray it. And I mean, it was something that they wanted. One of the project managers, the one that actually handles the leads, she was talking about how much she liked him on the call and how much she liked certain factors, like that they're all in one location and stuff like that. So I was like trying to dig that out a little bit so that way I can get them to sell themselves on it and make them realize the value and the leads. So
dude, when we talked 4 weeks ago, you were down in the shitter, dude. Let's call it what it is. What changed, dude? Like you're a completely different person. Like, dude, let's say you were in a shitty spot, dude, like mentally. So what changed?
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, I think it was the direction. It was the plan, like that's something that I've never had before. It's something that I've never sat down and actually taken. Like I've always wanted to go so fast, do everything. And it's like, yeah, you got to take massive action, right? But it's like, you kind of have to have some direction with that action, because if not, then you're doing a whole bunch of stuff. And it's like, and then when you get done with it, like I thought I was going to be all happy and set to go after I sold a few websites a few months ago. And then I get off the phone call and like, I'm building these websites for these people and it's like ass. I'm like, I don't like, okay, now I did that. Now what? Like I don't want to do that. I want to do what I want to do. This isn't going to get me there. I had a plan. I knew exactly what it needed to be done. And this process was proven, like it's already shown by everybody else that's done it before me. Like there's nothing else other than the action that I needed to take. So I figured if that was the missing piece, then I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to follow it exactly to the point that it's trained. I'm not going to stray. I'm not going to do anything different. And I'm just going to see where it takes me.